1, 2, 3, 4. Nuff said go shred. Nuff said go shred. Yeah.
We back, yo.
All right, what's shaking, everybody? I'm Gymbo Jack, and this is Shred Central. And what we do here is we talk about the unique connection between skateboarding and music. And hosting with me this evening is Al Pacino's stunt double, Big Diamond Louie.
Hello, Gymbo.
How you doing, Louie?
Great, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. It goes to show that you actually care.
I do.
Right.
Old friend.
Old friend indeed. Did you go skating this week?
I did, yeah. I got to go to Christie Pits on my day off, skate around in the heat.
Oh, yeah, way
It's been
hot.
very hot.
Did I skate this week?
No?
I don't think I did.
Bummer.
Without further ado, let me introduce our guest. He's a good friend of ours, and more importantly, he's a great friend of the skateboard community. Put your hands together for Wes Loates.
Hey, what's up? Thank you, Gymbo. Thank you, Lou.
How you
Stoked
doing?
to be here. I'm hyped, dude. I'm stoked to be here, and in this epic environment, and it's nothing but gnar.
I like that.
Good stuff.
Rad, dude. Why don't you tell us where you've been skating lately? Since I've been talking about I haven't
Well,
been
the
skating.
lack of you skating. I mean, I honestly, I've been skating. I live across the street from West Lodge, so that's one of the go-to little it's like my curb actually.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you have a wax curb out front of your house, my wax curb is West Lodge basically. So I skate there a ton, but Dufferin Grove is definitely my favorite outdoor park. But streets are my thing. Like I love skating around the West End. I find new spots all the time. Down to go wherever. East End spots are really fun too. Around the Don Valley, there's actually some really hidden gems that are, some DIY spots actually that are somewhat new. I think Blessed, kind of sparked off last summer at tail end, but they're really good. It's like basically the most friendly barrier I've ever skated. It's borderline a perfect quarter pipe.
Broadview.
No, this is on the Don Valley, like on the trail.
I've seen it. I've driven past it multiple times.
You can see it off Bayview. Definitely West End, just cruising around. I mean, neighborhood stuff's one of my favorite things to do is cruise. Also got a local homie, Josh, who's got a really good curb and a mini in his house, concrete mini. So
Josh Randall.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's another
DJ.
Jab of the Cuts.
Jab of the Cut. Yeah, dude. We gotta play some
Big
music
ups.
Yeah, big ups, Jab of the Cuts. But yeah, that's kind of the zones I've been frequenting lately, and just trying to get out and find new shit too.
How did you get into skateboarding?
Man, I mean, the first board I got and how I got my first pro board was through actually a really good homie to this day, Steve Leahy. I got it through him and this dude Jeremy, and they had it wasn't even a real shop, it was a shop in their garage, but they had pro boards. The reason why I got introduced or how I wanted to get a board was definitely through some Hollywood shit, dude. Honestly, I saw Back to the Future, and that was one of the things that sparked it for me. And Thrashing and all those really whack Hollywood movies. But honestly, I was introduced through Back to the Future. I started BMX first. Those dudes BMX'd, messed around with that stuff, found skateboarding through those dudes, got my first board, and that goes back to Goodwood when there's a ramp like in a public park in Goodwood, Ontario. There was an 8-foot ramp, and that was the first ramp I learned how to skate.
Whoa, 8 foot high. How wide was it?
It was skinny. It was like really 80s. Like this is
maybe
an
two
early.
sheets, so
This
like
is
16
like early 90s. Like John Trifoletti was one of the gnarliest dudes, but Kev Boak, Majus, but all those dudes used to came out there to that spot. I didn't know them then, but I knew like Donnie Cameron and some other people that were killing it back then that would come skate that thing. And it was definitely just like, it was a weird thing to have a scary ass ramp to learn on, but I think that definitely pushed me to be able to skate, try to skate everything,
Fucking hell.
I'm scared of vert and shit, but like that was definitely a scarier ramp to learn on, I'd say. And then M&J's and all the skate parks that were formed after that kind of also bridged the gap for me.
How did you get into? Didn't you have like a music career of some sort?
I got into rap music really early on. I mean, music in general, but honestly, through just being introduced to rap through skateboarding too. Honestly, through music, through certain parts and whatnot, I found like a lot of different kinds of sounds. High Road definitely was one of those crews, and Dell and that whole squad definitely really gravitated towards that sound. But also being from here, a lot of the East Coast stuff too. When I was really little, like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince stuff for real. I mean, I did a stupid talent show when I was in grade 5. No jokes, like Nightmare on My Street, like that track.
Nice.
At school you did this?
At school, dude, talent show. And
Did
then
you
like,
win?
No, I didn't actually show. I
that's a
actually
bummer.
fucked up. I messed up. I shook up on the stage, but I still came through and like did my shit, but I didn't. You know what I mean?
What was
I
your
choked.
what
I
was
choked.
your
Wes
hip-hop
Wipes, bro. It was. It's
Wes
not
what?
was. It's is. No, I'm
Is-
kidding. Wes Wipes.
Wes Wipes?
Yeah, with the Z, my dude. How do you not know this, Jimbo?
It's catchy.
I
isn't
know.
it?
I know it now. That's all that matters. Fucking A.
Yeah, and I was like after that, like my boys were into punk rock a lot of times, right? So I was able to do shows like punk rock shows, but rap with those dudes. You know, my boy Chuck Coles was really one of the first guys that started introducing me and getting me the opportunities to perform with those dudes. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yep. And Chuck's at Bovine now, one of my
Yeah.
one of my favorite dudes.
He does like a weekly thing there
Yep.
once a week. Is it on Mondays or something?
Yeah, it's on Mondays. And Chuck's like, honestly, we formed a crew together. It's called Governing Dynamics. This was way later on. And it was him and my dude Jube, who did beatbox, and Chuck on the bass. That was it. So there was
idea
no...
that Chuck was doing that. I can't wait to see him next and ask him about that.
Yeah, no, so we got to open for Last Emperor, dude. Like, and that was a huge for me. Last Emperor is like one of the sickest battle MCs and just freestyle MCs, period.
From here?
No, from New York. So we flew him out for this. Jube like hooked this show in Brockville, Ontario. That was
Yes,
on
Brock
Canada
Vegas.
Day. Dude, on
Shout
Canada
out to
Day
Bohart.
in a gazebo, like a gazebo fucking setting is where the stage was. And we came out, did our thing. Last Amp watched on the side, didn't even know we didn't have like, you know, any digital support. This is all beatbox and live bass, you know, and then me rapping. So it was definitely rad, a sick experience. And then from there I got to open and do some more shows. Like J Zone was a highlight. And that was at El Macombo, which was another crazy thing to be able to perform in El
wicked.
Macombo.
Yeah, legendary venue.
I played at the El Macombo, and you got to play there too. That's right.
Dude, it
We
was-
got that in common as well.
It was definitely sick, and like, and also having like some footy my boy filmed, and just like those memories, you know, it was sick, and you know, a lot of opportunities and doors are open up through that, and through music, and obviously through skateboarding, that really built kind of where I'm at with my career too.
How did you get sponsored by ATM?
Those dudes, I was like a tour guide basically, but Corbett, Lee Lechez, all those guys were. I would stay at Corbett's house downtown all the time, Jason Corbett, and he was just connected with those guys. He rode for New School, he was pro for back in the day. So like when those dudes came down, they needed a tour guide, and I was super down. Also really was down to try to get on the team. So yeah, it was a great session. It was a good time, and then that's how I got on. It was basically one session, or one weekend. Sorry, one weekend, couple sessions.
And they were giving you boards that just said ATM on there.
Yeah, or whatever board I was stoked on. You know, I'd give them sizes, and they'd send me a bunch of different graphic boards and stuff. And then Jesse Landing got on, and you know what I mean. I was definitely stoked to you know, ride my homie's board. And so yeah, I mean, dude, ATM and John Falley has done a lot for Canadian skateboarding. A lot of people don't know how many people he's hooked up. It's crazy.
Did Gons own ATM?
He's the original starter of ATM
With
Click,
John,
as it
with
was
John
called.
Falley though, always connected to John Falley.
Yeah. Gons has had a lot of brands over the years, you know, Crooked only being the latest. Of course, Blind used to be his. 6040, the list goes on and on. Cools Incorporated, if people remember from mid-90s, the t-shirts in there. I had one of those.
I don't remember that, but
It was just a
I
clothing
mean,
brand.
I mean, yeah, Gons has touched so much radness and like turned everything to gold, pretty much, you know. So I always loved the identity and just the branding of what ATM was. Plus the new team that was being formed at the time was crazy.
At Devera.
Devera, Chet Thomas, you know, Bertino was the TM slash also
Oh, yeah,
skated for
Ronnie
the team.
Bertino.
Yeah, one of my
Nice.
favorite
Legendary.
ever all time. First dude to switch back Taylor rail. Like
Yeah, I still
for
follow him
real.
on Facebook.
He's one of the raddest dudes. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the main things is the rad crew that was behind it, and I was just blessed to be able to get flowed for years through those dudes, you know.
Rad. So you also did shit with Converse as well. You
Yeah.
were repping for Converse. Is that what?
So initially, it started as a sales rep kind of position for sure through John, through one of my biggest mentors, John Amazic. Like, dude, you gave me the first opportunity, and it was really rad. It started as, you know, they're building the skate program, and he needed someone that was kind of cut from the cloth to be able to approach the shops and you know what I mean, show them the line. It was real easy. You know, the line was dope to speak for itself, but also I knew a lot of the people in the shops. You know, I rode for Blue Tile at times, so. You know, also Trav at Flatspot, just everyone across Ontario, and it started as Ontario, right? So we landed all the bangers, and then from there, my role grew as a national thing, and then from there, the U.S. people got my, you know, eyes on me, and the role changed from like, kind of like a hybrid sales marketing thing to an all-in marketing role, and then that's when Trent, my boy, got involved in terms of on the sales side. He was still there. And yeah, I was blessed to learn so much at Converse and you know, continue my path to, and you know, honestly take a lot of that knowledge and move forward for other opportunities on my path.
And one of your opportunities involves baseball.
I wouldn't take a lot. Well, actually, you know what? I would take a lot from everything I do and put it to whatever, you know, whatever application is. But baseball, found that through my son. You know what I mean? I'm supporting his passion. You know, and for me, it's not about trying to push passion. It's about, you know, planting the seed if you can, if you're stoked on something, but finding what they're passionate about and adding flames to that or fuel to that fire. So baseball is his thing. And last year he got into it just a bit. We got him in house league, and I was coaching like, you know, sub coach or whatever you want to call it, like a assistant coach or whatever. And I learned much more. I mean, I didn't ever really play ball at all after I was 10-ish. You know what I mean? Like,
I would
was
never
a
play ball
skateboarder.
either. That's why I would.
No, I was a skateboarder since basically 10, dude, you know? So, but I did play a little bit of ball, and I've always liked baseball. But then, yeah, learning a lot through that coach that was there was dope. But it's not about the sport, dude. It's about seeing these kids walk out so passionate and self-confident about what they're doing and learning through that, right? It's the craft. It's not the actual sport we're playing. It's how you kind of use that in life and build life skills. So,
But
I mean,
the winning and losing part's got to be a bit crushing for these young kids.
I mean,
right?
yeah, of course, you know, there's people front if they say it's not about, you know, you want to do your best, you want to win, but at the same time, you got to learn when you win to win graciously and lose and not be so bummed.
It
you know,
builds
being a good
character.
sport, totally.
That's what I'm
and
thinking
like
about skateboarding.
determination.
If you don't win, it's okay, and if you lose, it's okay.
You mostly lose.
But that's the same. It's the same exact feeling, my dude. When you're in a contest, right? If you skate, you want to try to do your best, right? If are you going to be crushed? No, you're going to be bummed you didn't, you know, get to where you want to be if your dream was to win or whatever.
Right, but you don't have Mr. Jefferson yelling at you to make sure you do
honestly,
that back lip
dude,
slide down the 10 stair.
That's honestly something that I was worried about with traditional sport, and that's what got me out of it. But this is like the coaches in this whole. It's more of a community. It's not. It's more grassroots. The league that I'm within and the people that are running it, they're mellow. It's cool. It's not about yelling at. You know what I mean? It's about building character versus like crushing dreams.
But your position. It starts with a C.
It's convener.
Convener.
Convenes like scheduling.
Isn't that when you get to bring the tobacco out to the players and they chew the tobacco?
Nah, it's spits now, bro. It's only the sunflower seeds.
Convener.
The convener, yeah. So what it is basically like scheduling, and like if the weather's bad, you call it off, and if there's issues with, you know, not having enough players, you got to find, you know, find subs for people to make sure that the season goes fluently.
So it's a non-paying gig.
But yeah, no, it's gnarly. I mean, seeing my kids kind of in their passions kind of blossom and watch them kind of, you know, chase what they're into, it's nothing but a dream.
No skateboarding with them though, eh?
They both can skate. I mean, Ella's dropped in. Both Kieran and Ella can drop. Kieran's done rock to fakies. Like, we used to skate West Lodge all the time. He learned transition much easier than like before ollieing. You know what I mean? He learned how to drop in before ollieing.
Pump in and
yeah,
stuff.
well, drop in. He learned how to drop in and rock to
That's
fakie.
ballsy.
And rock to fakie on the sketchy thing at West Lodge. You know, the wave with no deck? Like the...
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Yeah. That's what he rocked the fakies on all the time. But also we go to 8th Street. That's another place I like going. It's mellow. Yeah, it's
There's
mellow.
a contest coming up there soon, no?
Bait shop every year. I don't know the exact date, but
Skate
it's
on
definitely one of the bangers of the year.
We'll
and
post it
the
up.
bait shop homies crush it. Speaking of, big ups to those boys for this shirt, who this man shot this photo of, and big
Yes.
ups to the hat.
Look
and
at that.
and
Yes, if
also
you're not
some
busy
Piz's
enough,
boy.
you have other things that you do as well in your extracurricular. Tell us a little bit about the shirt.
So this is the new merch for Bill for Bokma. We just launched it actually a couple weeks ago on his Memorial Jam at Dufferin Grove. It was a super sick day. We just dropped the edit, so keep it. It's on our Instagram.
That was a good day. That was a great session.
Super rad to see so many people out, you know, and I mean it's
July 1st.
July
Bokma
1st.
Day.
It is now officially Bokma Day.
Sorry I couldn't be there, man. But
I know you're in Texas,
I was
dude,
in
but
Texas ripping
it was
up.
it was dope. We had a great turnout, and the whole community came through in terms of sponsoring. You know what I mean? Like, we had the bait shop run point on, you know, not only did they support us on the printing side, but they gave tons of prizes. So did the Blue Tile Boys, So Hip, Blood Brothers Brewery. They hooked it up. Morning Bell also really came through.
Yes. Ron Fryer.
You know, Neighborhood and Wordzine also, like, it was a very big, you know, community push, and it was a great feeling.
Amazing.
I mean, I don't know if I said So Hit, but they also came through
Yeah,
heavy
you
too.
did.
Now, who's in the back? I don't have my glasses on. Who's in the background of this
Well,
one?
I took that picture as Wes
Louis can speak to
mentioned,
it.
and that's Justin's first nose grind on a handrail down at U of T in downtown Toronto.
Backside, is it?
And
Front
it's
side.
Front
frontside nose grind, and it's Bill Weiss and Thomas Morgan on the stairs.
And
watching.
tell them what else went down, because this is a series that I've posted on the on our Insta page, where you can see it's a series of fucking photos that went down that day. So
Yeah, backside 5-0, backside 50-50. There's also Weiss sacking himself on a front board.
I didn't get that photo. But
Yeah, that's
that would
you
be a
know,
good T too.
That's out there. But yeah, that was just a session I happened to be in on. I was lucky enough to be there, and I used to take a lot of photos when I was downtown, and that's one of my faves. Yeah.
Well, I'm stoked to have it, a part of the new merch, like this new collection. It's really just, it's focusing on this, and then we had a logo, another run of the logo tees, and then the Bait Shop boys actually surprised us with this really dope name, Legends.
Yes. It's inspired by the Beatles, but yeah, the classic Helvetica font, where instead of like John, Paul, George, and Ringo, it's Boakma, Weiss, Morgan, Boyle, and Corbett.
Yep. And that was a super
Not
surprise.
in that order
not
necessarily, but yeah.
And I'm not sure the
Such
order
a
right now
rad
either.
shirt.
But it was a definite surprise. That was just the Bait Shop boys being really dope. Greg rules, so big ups.
Are you still doing stuff with Problem skateboards?
So Problem's still around. Opvos runs point on it fully. We partnered initially to bring it to life. It's majority his creative direction out the gate for sure.
Paul Opvos.
Yeah, Paul Opvos crushes it and is an amazing artist. And the whole brand was really through the lens of his art. I did a couple of small pieces like found object shit, but it was mainly his art and still is all his art. And it's mainly distributed in Europe, well, only in Europe right now, and then in Japan actually. There's nothing in North America right now. But he's still making boards.
And tattooing.
And killing it on the tattoo front. I
Yeah,
got a
he
bunch
lives
of
in
new work.
Switzerland.
Yeah, I got a bunch of new work from Paul. This, like, I can show you like one small one and this one,
punk.
whatever. He definitely crushes it. I mean, his style is very surrealism, but he's also known in the tattoo world now, and in especially his circle as being like that realism style, and it's really really dope to see it.
Right. So what we like to also do here, Wes, is we like to check out what skaters are listening to. We like to kind of keep ourselves up to date on what's rad and stuff out there. Skateboard videos have always had such an amazing musical impact on us. Like back in the day, it feels like the only type of music that were in skateboard videos were like thrash tunes, really heavy shit. But now there's all sorts of tunes that you can discover by watching skateboard videos. So my question to you is there a song from a skateboard video that got you super hyped that you're like, I gotta find this band, this song?
Yeah, dude. It's one of those ones that always, every time I watch this video part, it's Gamariano, Mouse, and it's Herbie Hancock.
Herbie Hancock.
It's a banger, and it's honestly something that I never, the sound, there it is.
Yeah, it's
Very chill, but
so
there's
synonymous
something
with
like,
him and skateboarding.
the beat is ridiculous.
Got
And I'm about
Mariano's
it.
part.
In Mouse, yes. Yeah, I discovered this song because of that video as well.
Yeah, I would never. I mean, the only Herbie Hancock song I know is that one that was the video that was real popular on TV.
Axel F because of Beverly Hills Cop.
It's just a crazy loop, you know what I mean? And that's the beginning of the track, is that crazy loop. And it just brings that part to life so crazy. And plus, like, the beginning shot, just the track coming in. I mean, Mariano's the illest. And
All the girl music. They put out so many good videos, and the soundtracks are always amazing.
yeah, Girl Chocolate videos. I mean, it's
Yes.
nothing but bangers.
Of course.
So on that note, bangers and skateboard music. I mean, shit, dude. We like to go out and see what dudes are doing or what skateboarders are listening to out there. So let's listen to what skaters are listening to on the streets. These are the random skaters. This is skater number 1. Hey, dude, what are you listening to?
Cormega.
Who?
Cormega.
Cormega.
My shirt.
Right.
This guy.
You guys ever heard of Cormega?
100%.
Cormega. The song's called Verbal Graffiti, and the album was called The True Meaning.
I'm like a panther in the dark. Silent when I strike the paper like a dagger in your heart. When I write, I leave a mark. I seen it off before they even walk.
Asian
Told
music
son, leave the
sample in
block.
there?
Get that money upstairs in case the currency is marked. Be the man who plot against me. God forgive me. My enemy died in the street and my heat is empty. Coincidentally,
Never heard of Cormega.
the same fate was meant for me.
Cormega crushes it, and I mean, it's definitely a banger.
So
Definitely a banger.
what we do here is we rate the song if it's rad or not rad. So I think that song was rad. Wes,
Definitely rad.
Same here.
3 rads on that
Cormega.
tune. Cormega where the hell is he from?
He's part of the mob circle. It's like that like Mob Deep era,
Oh, okay.
that whole generation.
And yeah, I think that was like Japanese violin or Chinese violin, I mean, that you were hearing in
Is that
there.
what it was?
Something like that. Yeah.
Rad. I've never heard someone use that as the.
Makes me think of like those Shaolin movies. That
Actually, he might be a
Wu-Tang
part of like
loves sampling.
Nas's squad, but he's definitely Queensbridge type. He's a New York dude.
Oh, you obviously know your shit.
Well, I'm a rap nerd for sure.
Okay, well, 3 for 3 on that song by Cormega. So let's listen to what Skateboarder number 2 has.
Dude, what are you listening to?
Hunger and Thirst by Typhoon.
Hunger and Thirst by Typhoon. Yeah.
And wait a second, before we move on, that was Jay Champagne.
Yes, that was Jay
Just to
Champagne.
big up
Oh,
Mr.
was
Jay
it?
Champagne,
Damn,
who's
the
in that
first-
video,
the
because
first
Jay's a
dude.
good homie of mine from way back in the day. It's
Champers.
amazing
No
to see
beard, though?
Champagne.
I guess that.
He shaved his beard. He
Yeah.
quit drinking.
Okay.
Shout out to Jay Champagne. our
Yes.
first-
Yeah, big up,
Champers.
big up, big up.
OG.
Second dude, I don't know who that guy was, but he's listening to this band called Typhoon, and the song is called Starting Over, and the album is Hunger and Thirst.
I've started.
Holy fucking hell! I almost passed out there.
Suspiciously like the old one. Only this time I'm ready.
Fucking chill. Eh?
It's
That kind
pretty
of
damn
reminds me of
chill.
Giants music. Jesse Landon's band. Mellow, good
I mean,
tempo.
it's simple. I
Some
think
twangy
it's mellow and
guitar.
chill.
Yeah, I was digging the guitar at the beginning there.
I don't know if I could shred to that tune. Do you think that would work in a line? In a girl video?
It definitely would, actually. It definitely would.
Mariano
It
part?
definitely would. No, I think you get it. I mean, I'm not going to hate on it.
So Wes, let me ask you, is that song rad or not?
I think it's rad. I'm giving it rad.
Mm-hmm. Louis?
I think it was a little too off kilter for me. Not rad for me.
Too slow.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah. I can feel you on that one. It's super fucking mellow, and I probably wouldn't fucking listen to that going out to have a session, but walking down the street super slow with my eyes closed to go skate a curb, I'd probably be into that song, but I don't think it was rad. So let's listen to what Skateboarder number 3 is listening to. Let's check it out.
Let's get it.
Hey dude, what are you listening to?
Listening to some Afro Man, baby, I'm back.
Sick. We're gonna check that out. What's your name again?
TJ Rogers, just getting crazy. Have a good day.
Later, dude. I thought
All right,
it was gonna be
TJ,
like,
repping Whitby, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like, what? Fuck, you know I am. No.
That's rad. That's rad. TJ's a
TJ
good
Rogers
homie.
was in the neighborhood, and I was happy to be able to stop him for a brief moment to see what he was listening to, and he is listening to Afro Man. What's the song called again? I'm Back. Afro Man, I'm Back, and the album's from 2020 Fro.
Cheers.
Right, man. I'm back in California. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back like the Mac Rib. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the Mac Rib. I love the Mac Rib. It's so gross, but
Baby, I'm low riding in my 6 deuce on hydro. You know how it goes. Time to take it back like a chiropractor, like the 80s, baby. Oh yeah, no man. I'll tell you, girl, the man is back.
oh man, Wes Loates. What do you think of that song?
That's
that
a
tune?
definite rad.
That
I'm
song
saying
is rad.
That's rad.
Louis?
So rad. Bumpin'.
I also have to agree with Louis' bumping comment. That
Plus,
song was
TJ's
rad.
definitely got a good, selection of tunes in his guaranteed on his phone on in his playlist on all time. So I'm bigging up the fact that he ran into TJ too, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, he's really he's become such a successful skateboarder, worldwide, world known, world renowned. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
a
way
word.
to say it. That's a good. That is definitely language.
Okay, good. Because I'm buzzing a little bit here. So,
We all need new beers.
Wes, can I ask you something real quick about your name?
Yeah, man.
Is it Loates or Von Lots?
It was changed to Loates. It was Von Lots.
Anglicized?
Anglicized, yes.
Okay, because
So
I saw
when
your
my
Instagram handle says
great-grandparents-
Von Lots, and I was like,
Great-grandparents moved from Germany, changed it when they moved. So that was like, so not my so my granddad was born here, my dad was born here, so
Oh,
we're
wow.
pretty damn Canadian. You know what I mean? This is like two, you know what I mean, a couple generations back. And I've never been to Germany yet. I'm definitely stoked to
oh
go.
god, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. city.
Switzerland was sick, and going to see Paul in Switzerland was like, honestly, it was like stepping into the sound of sound of music.
Yeah.
It was insane, dude.
so
like
beautiful
every
there.
view was like, what? Everywhere I went.
Let's get back to,
Ah!
Oh man, he
Oh,
pretended to be
I'm way
scared.
I'm way too chill for that. I saw it coming down. I'm like, that is not a real thing. So sorry, you got to get gnarlier with your tricks. though.
Yeah,
Next time I'm gonna drop down a fucking cat.
You gotta-
or
yeah,
something.
you gotta
Yeah,
get like-
cat.
let's
Okay.
change it up.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up skateboarding?
So I grew up. I was born here. I was born in North York. Moved out to Whitby when I was pretty young, and that's honestly.
Right, TJ Connection.
You know,
there.
that's where the TJ Connect. But I moved. I lived in a small town, like Uxbridge, Ontario, but close to it, which was called Goodwood, and that's really where I started skating. And I had a big like driveway, and honestly, like a deck in the back, and that's where I literally learned how to skate. Was on my driveway and my deck in my back. There was a town called Goodwood. I lived in a no-town zone, basically. Like there wasn't really in a town, so the closest town was Goodwood, and that's where I went to school. There was a little community area there, and there was the kids, like the older generation. John Trifoletti was one of the main dudes, I believe, that organized it. Built a mini, but it was more than a mini. It was like an 8-foot, like I don't know. It was very not wide though. I think it was like 25 feet wide or something, or 20 feet wide. It was super narrow. It was
8
sketchy.
feet's not small to learn.
But no, it was gnarly. I mean, I learned how to pump it, and then I learned how to drop it, and learned how to rock fit. You know what I mean? The very basics I learned at that space. Continued to skate, got into snowboarding because I lived on a hill. My house was on a pretty big hill. So I learned how to snowboard on my hill, like before going to hills. And then basically both at the same, like in '88, I kind of skated and snowboarded at the same time.
I love how you came from some place called Goodwood and started skateboarding someplace called Goodwood. Giggity.
magical.
That is magical. But yeah, from there, I mean, it kind of, then I got introduced to, bigger kind of towns. Whitby was where I moved. Not that it's a big town, but bigger space, met a lot of good people. Rob Beasley, one of the main dudes, Jay Ravel, Donnie Cameron. There's a huge crew there.
JT Rebel, Jay
Yeah,
Ravel.
dude.
Shout out to him.
Rebel's a G, and like that whole squad was very tight. I started then going, I was snowboarding a lot as well, right? So I met this dude, Mark and Anthony Vitelli snowboarding at Lake Ridge. Then they started we just got along. They're like, yo, we skate too. Maybe we'll take you, to this park downtown called Torontosaurus. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm down. Went to Torontosaurus. That's where I met everyone. That's where I met Bokma,
that's where I would've
both
met
Kevin
you.
and Just. That's where that's where I met Lee. That's where I met Bill. Everyone, like the whole squad from down here. So I was super blessed to meet the Vitalis, and then they basically both took me under their wing. I'd stay at their crib. I was mad young. I was 14, but also I got hooked up snowboarding first. So I was really young, and I needed a guardian to travel with. Mm-hmm. So Anthony became my travel guardian for contests and whatnot when I had to travel, or like when I was on the nationals. So I had to go to out of Ontario and travel, go and play and stuff. So you need a guardian to take you, or over border, right? Mm-hmm. So I had some contests like in Vermont or like New York or whatever, so we had to go across border. So yeah, it was wild. Early start, it was really, got linked first with snow, and then skateboarding came in terms of getting hooked up sponsor-wise after snowboarding.
Who was your first sponsor?
For snow or for skate?
Yeah, let's start with skateboarding.
Like a shop or?
Yeah, first sponsor.
First ever sponsor was Windward Mark. Actually Hogtown, and then Windward.
Right.
Windward?
Windward Mark.
Yeah. Does
fuck
that have a
is it? Pickering.
snowboarding connection too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a windsurf snow shop in Oshawa. It was the OG shop in Oshawa.
That's so 80s. Like Toronto had a wind sports shop where Bill Weiss worked the skateboard counter.
Well, Windward Dave.
up on
I mean,
Yonge
you
Street.
probably ever heard. You never heard of Windward?
I would have, yeah. I mean, I
Windward
don't
Dave
go to
was
Pickering
pretty
a lot
known. He's
just to
still
see the
around, dude.
in-laws.
He's still around. But also, Hogtown was huge for me. Like,
course,
Pete
yeah.
hooked it up big. It's just obviously Windward was close to me. And they had a couple different shops. They actually had one in North York too. So when I lived in North York and Hartman worked there. So Hartman was like the TM.
Right.
He was a TM there.
Bringing it back to
now,
So Hip.
Now he owns So Hip.
Totally.
And I actually wrote for So Hip way back. Well, yeah, co-owned So Hip. I wrote for them too way back with like when Corbett and Leela Chez started working there.
Worked there.
That shop was really, it was a crazy name, but I mean, it was like
Crazy.
really, really, no, listen
The
though.
lean years, we'll call them.
But either way, I mean, like I said, dude, I mean, there's a lot of, I think, good in a lot of, you know, what she did for sure. And I think what that shop stands for and what, you know, Mike and obviously what Stu's doing with this, nothing but rad.
Oh,
Those
yes.
dudes have definitely taken something and turned it into gold.
It's definitely a rad shop there now. No matter what it was before, it's certainly seen better days now for sure.
For sure.
How about snowboard sponsor back in the day?
Board, or it was always the same shops.
Yeah.
So my first board sponsor was Staple. My first real one.
Staple.
I tried to get on LibTech forever. Almost got on LibTech. I was trying to get on Shorties.
Nice.
But Staple, actually Heavy Tools. Sorry, Heavy Tools first.
I don't
Then,
know that one.
then
You've never
Staple.
snowboarded, Gymbo?
I have, but I hate it.
Really?
I'm not into snowboarding at all.
Wow.
I don't like my feet being strapped to a board. So if I'm in a position where I'm not going to land my trick, I can't jump out
Well,
of
that
it.
is the sketchy part. You can't kick away, but that's the easy part.
Catching an edge.
That's
sucks.
also the easy part, dude. So like because I skate and I would always look at snowboarding like this is what I want to do on a skateboard because I couldn't skate vert. I wanted to, you know what I mean? I couldn't do twists and big airs like vert shit. I could on a snowboard, you know what I mean? Because it's easy, dude. Because actually it was easier for me.
Your
Sorry.
feet are strapped to the
It's easier
fucking
for
board,
me.
man.
And plus I also was riding back when it was the infancy of, it wasn't even a word for it. Now it's called jibbing, but back then it was just like
skate style.
skating, snowboarding
skate
rails
style,
and
like
shit. You know
duck
what I mean? There
stance,
wasn't even
lot
a
of
word.
switch.
But it was dope to see. I mean, I think it's rad what people are doing now. It's insane. And going to Switzerland, like I just said, recently I got to ride with Paul, and he's been killing it. That's kind of all he does now outside of, he still skates, but he's been snowboarding a bunch and then doing his art. But it was really dope to go ride in the Alps, in Zenal. Like, it was insane. We're 15,000 feet above the sea level, and that's
been beautiful.
insanity. That's way bigger than Whistler. Whistler's 5,000.
Can I ask you something quickly? You mentioned earlier about Shorties. Shorties was also a
Yeah, they're a
snowboard
huge snow program.
company?
Huge.
Yeah, man. Back in those
Huge.
days, a lot of
So they
people, a lot of
started
companies
with
crossed
snowboarding?
over.
No, they started hardware,
Okay,
and
yeah.
then they made hard goods, both skate and snow at the same time.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought they were just
No,
hard-
their
Harvey
snow
L's,
team was like the
snowboarder.
sickest.
That I
in the
knew.
day, right?
Their snow team was the sickest thing, and they're all my boys. That's why I was really trying to get on it. And yeah, it was dope. Plus, I just loved the skate team too. I just loved Shorties. I thought Shorties were sick. Rosa, the whole everything about Shorties, like it was dope, dude. So
Let me show you something else that we have here, Wes. We have every month a model of the month. We like to showcase a new board, and it's behind me here. Check this out. Yeah, look at this board. It's 10 inches by 30, and it's got a 15-inch wheelbase. It's a Dago abortion skateboard. It's made by Board Pusher. You can find it at boardpusher.com.
that's crazy.
It's signed. Now, I was in a band with the Cretin here for 13 years, and I learned a whole hell of a lot from this fucking guy. And unfortunately, the reason why this board has been made is because he's currently suffering from colon cancer. So all proceeds from this board, if you go to boardpusher.com, all the proceeds go to helping Murray / the Cretin here combat and fight colon cancer. So
It's a good initiative.
That's awesome. Great
Yeah.
initiative.
Yeah.
An amazing deck sick.
So tell us more about your Bulkma Foundation.
So yeah, I'd love to. I mean, honestly, this is something that was, as soon as the tragedy happened, I really wanted to try to do something to add to his legacy. Initially, it started as a celebration. Of course, we want to celebrate what he's done for his life. So that happened first out the gate as soon as the tragedy happened.
Yeah, 7 years now.
To try to 7 years later, and through what our goal is to build a community park by the community for the community in honor of Justin. The way that we're going to get there is through partnerships with the city, but not through the lens of traditional skateboard spots and ramps and parks. It's through the lens of more public art and skatable art, because that's a way to me, a lot of the time skate parks kind of are a deterrent for the rest of the community, or a concrete cage for just skaters. You know what I mean? When you look at it through the lens of art, you can do a lot more, you know, and it's not a skate park for skating. It's a skatable sculpture that can be enjoyed by the broader community. And that's our first thing that we did. That was the big thing that we did with the Bentway, and big ups to them because they're amazing for giving us that opportunity and partnering with us to do what we did with them. It was called Sight, and it was a 6-week long. You know, initially we opened it with the sculpture garden, and they're all inspired by different spots that Justin skated around the world, or famous spots from TO to New York to Barcelona. And then we did, you know, a big demo and a contest the first day to kick it off. Peanut Butter Wolf performed, which was insane.
What?
Peanut Butter Wolf.
Peanut Butter Wolf.
Yeah, we got him.
You're not familiar.
No, it sounds delicious though.
No, he's dope. He owns Stone's Throw Records, one of the sickest producer DJs, period, in my opinion. And Stone Throw's probably one of the illest record labels, in my opinion. But so he came down, he crushed it. So that was a spark off. Then we did workshops and programming for the rest of the 6 weeks, skate clinics with the Skate Loft homies, and Evie killed it. The whole squad actually. It was an amazing community kind of drive for that.
Yeah, it was amazing to see. The skate sculptures were awesome.
Well, the sculptures were dope, and I mean, also the workshops were a huge part of it too. I mean, the Bait Shop dudes did a screen printing one, worked with James Morley, and he did a videography one and taught the kids kind of ins and outs of filming with your phone and how to edit. Morning Bell, Juan from Morning Bell did an amazing graphic design workshop, taught the kids how to, you know, his process in graphic design and how he goes about creating his work.
Is there a website that people can go to you know, contribute? Or
BillForBokma.com. You can also go to our Instagram, Bill for Bokma. We just, like I said, we just did the 7th year at Memorial Jam at Dufferin Grove, and it was great. The whole community came out. We have a lot of long-term goals that we're trying to do. You know, a long-term partnership with the Bentway is a huge thing that we're looking at doing, and really, you know, the goal would be to kind of approach what we did, say for Sight, but more in a permanent fashion, right? So those skatable art sculptures, they were temporary. Let's look at a way to make those, you know, permanent. Plus their expansion is insane. You can go to their space and see what their plans are, but they're going all the way to Cherry, which is another area that's really fun to skate right now. There's a lot of hidden new spots out that way, but
Where was that?
Cherry Beach.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, do you mean that weird new? Have you seen that new bridge that they're building over by Cherry Beach?
That bridge is actually super fun to skate. It's
I
skatable.
drove past it,
Really?
and I'm like, that thing is skatable.
It's skatable. I got to skate.
gotta go there.
I had a real fun session there with a good homie, Alex Vinks.
They're still
Big up
working on it,
Vince.
so like there's construction dudes all around. So I'm imagining your shoes would get pretty muddy.
No, it was mellow. And the weird thing is that exact spot, you don't land onto the street. It looks like you're landing on the street, but you're landing into a bike path. So you're not actually, like, you can do transfer tricks or you can skate it back onto the sidewalk, but it's definitely a super fun spot. But anyways, I digressed. Bentway's doing some rad stuff. That's one of the partnerships we're looking at really getting into. Outside of that, we're working on getting a memorial within, it could be a plaque or getting the actual park named after him, but Wallace Emerson. Wallace Emerson is coming.
That's my neighborhood.
Coming very, very soon.
Wow.
2026. So the real goal there is to either, like I said, get a plaque or not an actual memorial that we designed. It would be integrating something into what's already designed. So a stamp, something like that, right?
Let's make a statue of Justin and have the fucking statue skatable somehow. What do you think about that, Louis?
That would be interesting.
That would be.
We definitely need more community parks. You brought up West Lodge. That's a fairly new community park. The execution's not the best, but
No, I mean,
you know, at least it's downtown. It's near where I work. I go to there sometimes.
well, there's a lot of rad shit that the city's doing. Coming
definitely.
up.
There's more coming. I
The
can't
skate
wait.
dots. I don't know if you've heard about those things, but they're coming, and they're going to be skatable spots, not skate parks. They're going to be a legal ledge, legal set, legal hubba, legal rail. So that's coming. That's part of the Toronto strategy for skateboarding, and we're trying to get in that strategy in a way that's a little bit more creative. Even though that shit's dope, and to have skatable hellas and ledges and rails that are like street spots, it's amazing, and that's what they do. It's been done. It's proven that that's the way to do it. But I think to go through the lens of public art, it's just another it's really the Euros do that shit too. Like the European community, next level with what they've been doing. Like especially, dude.
Any snowboardable spots in the future?
Within Bill for Bokma, we're definitely focusing on skateboarding, but there could be some, you know, I had some ideas that I pitched to the Bentway about a snowboard
He definitely
contest downtown.
snowboarded. I've been snowboarding with him once. He was definitely straight down the mountain.
Yeah, Justin definitely ripped it up. I went riding with him a couple times at like Horseshoe and Moonstone and that area. His bro still rips too. His bro skates still.
Kevin.
Yeah. So, and I mean, who's part of the foundation? You know, got to big up. It, you know, Josh Singal, huge. Aaron Garrett. You know, Nancy Bokma. Imini as well. Imini's a huge, you know, been a huge partner with us in bringing this whole program to life. I mean, he's one of the, you know, the key ninjas when it comes down to like all the renderings that we do, and as we kind of build out weird ass ideas, he can bring it to life.
What we like to ask people here is if you have we like to ask our guests if they have a Shred Central memory they'd like to share. I don't remember the first time we met. Do you have a story from Shred Central you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not a one-story thing. I just had a regiment going on for a minute, and I don't know if you remember this, but I was like at Shred pretty much 4 times minimum a week.
Nice.
And just like I just loved going there. Set like when the hub, it was right when the hub was made, right? So like that was my thing. I would skate flat. I would go there, give you a 6-pack. I'd skate flat for like the first half hour or whatever. Morgan would show up. Like there was just like a rad squad that was always there.
Yeah,
Morgan was always there, and I'd skate flat with them all the time. And then warm up and then skate the hubba, and just like loved that hubba.
Yeah,
obviously
nice,
the mini too.
easy.
The mini was. Those are the 2 things I skated at.
Yeah,
Shred.
the mini was sick.
and the hubba. That
24
was kind of
feet
all I
wide,
did.
Perfect.
4 to 5 feet
And the
high.
comps. I don't remember what they're called or which ones, but all the comps.
Don't
Like
blur.
I was at all of them, bro. Like
We had
except
some
for
good
the
comps.
Ender day. I was fucking unfortunately not there for the Ender.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Free tattoos.
But that one comp, it was I think a Halloween one where we made the tombstone thing and shit like
Yeah.
that. That was a dope one.
That was an epic one.
Yeah, we took the coping from the bowl that we still held onto, and we turned it into a...
And honestly, a lot of the bowl sessions, dude. And I have a pre-shred even memories, you know what I mean? Because before shred, it was Ramsterdam, right? And I remember bringing all the ramps from Empire Skate Building and helping out and setting up like a makeshift sketchiness
I was
out
there
there.
too that
You were
day.
part, you know what I mean?
I
The thing,
helped.
that was gnarly. So I remember that, and I don't know if it was shred or Ramsterdam at this time, but I remember getting a line there that I was really hyped on. It wasn't even a line. It was like, remember there was the bank to wall, kind of flat bank to wall thing, and then there was the quarter here. Going off the quarter to that thing. So I remember transferring from the quarter to that and then in. And I was just
in
like,
front of the bathroom.
yeah, bank. I was like, so you could like 50 it and then wall right in. You know what I mean? Like off the quarter to the 50. So that was one of the memories definitely, but just like a clip trick memory. But I mean, party memories are crazy. Too many to say. And honestly, to me, it comes down to like the regiment and just like that whole year or 2 years, whatever it was, I was there legit every day.
I went looking
Fort
for
Avenue.
Amsterdam when, you know, before it turned into shred when I got there. I went to, this is funny, I went to SoHip, and Al Nolan's girlfriend, I can't remember her name, Al Nolan from Trigger Happy, his girlfriend was working at SoHip, and I was like, where's this skate park called Ramsterdam? She's like, oh, you just got to go up, what street was it? She's telling me you got to go to like Young and Wellesley. It's around there. And then I go up there and I see dudes skating like this big open parking lot of like giant
I already know what you're saying.
logs and a big giant boulder. And I'm like, this is it? This can't be fucking Ramsterdam or whatever it's called.
That was the logs, Gymbo.
But
that was the
that-
worst, best spot ever.
That
The
was
best,
just-
worst.
That was
man.
that was like a block and a half away from Shred Central, and also just right around
Across
the
from
corner
Bay Wellesley.
From Bay and Wellesley ledges there.
Yeah,
with that
and the water
fountain
gap.
stuff- the
Everything.
water gap.
Bay and Wellesley was one of the illest spots back in the day. Logs sucked, but was actually rad because it was a warm-up, meet-up spot. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
People did film there and get a lot. Actually, some shit got published from there. Like people doing tricks over the rock and whatever. Flat ground tricks over that thing was hard. We were doing like straight nollie heels and like Jesse Sorensen doing the craziest nollie inwards and like.
Do you still see Jesse Sorensen?
Yeah, Jesse killing it. He's doing a lot of, you know, still doing things with music. He's at Bovine
What's
and
he doing music-wise?
DJing.
Oh yeah,
Does Bovine.
I did not know that. I've seen him at the Bovine,
Yeah,
but
he
I
does.
didn't know
He does his hip hop night there.
Oh, what night is that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday night at the Bovine with Jesse fucking. What's his
Yeah.
last name?
Sorensen.
Jesse Sorensen at the Bovine. Monday nights, hip hop. Is it on Monday? Because I thought.
I said Tuesday, my dude.
Oh, Tuesday. Because
Monday's Chuck.
Chuck Coles does Mondays there.
Yeah.
Right.
He did it. He does like acoustic Mondays, right?
He does open mic Monday.
Open mic Monday. I was following Tom Green, and he was walking through Toronto, and he went to the Bovine during Chuck Cole's
No way.
night and got up there and grabbed an acoustic guitar with his dog and started fucking jamming.
That's dope.
Before we wrap things up here, would you like to give a shout out to people that helped you in skateboarding, in life?
Yeah, big up, honestly, I mean, my whole family, my dad, of course, huge supporter, everyone that was there, like shop-wise, from Windward to Blue Tile homies, to the Bait Shop boys, to all the early day sponsors, my family, friends, the whole squad, Bill for Bokma, big ups, and yeah, thank you to everyone, all you guys too. I mean, you were one of the dudes along the way that helped me out, big time, dude, and gave me a rad place to shred, so big ups to you, Gymbo.
Cheers, man. Well, big ups to you for being a part of our little podcast here and filling us in on your life and what rad shit you've been doing, and not only for your family but for the skateboard community especially.
Yeah, you do a lot for the community, and we appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, my dude. Love you guys. Big ups.
I'm going to thank our sponsors. All right, thank you, Iceman, for providing the ice for us to keep our beers cold, and I'd like to thank the Bait Shop for providing us with the t-shirts and the stickers. And yeah, there's a Bait Shop hat right there. And I'd like to thank all you guys for watching our program here because, like I said, skateboarding is sick. Music is sick. Check out all those bands and artists that we listen to. And
Enough said, go shred.
Nuff said, go shred, everybody. This last song here is from the band, a skater band from Victoria. They're called Fully Crazed, and it's called Blast Ramp.
Yeah, yo!
Thanks for being here, Wes Loates.
Yo, thanks for having me,
Rad.
man.
You skinny son of a bitch.
I'm down.
Don't worry, everybody. Lou's gonna be fine.